You always have to be prepared for the worst case scenario. Keep some extra food and water in the house in case you get snowed in. Have a generator just in case a storm takes out your power lines. And you know you're going to escape your house if there's a fire. That's what the office of every Democrat candidate and strategist across the country looks like right now. D.C. insider Mark Halperin, who is one of the most plugged-in people in politics, says Democrats he's speaking to are in a living nightmare. They finally see the massive wave surging toward them, and they admit there is nothing they can do about it. Democrats say their private polls are showing worse numbers than the public polls. And the public polls are juiced left, so you know this is bad. Voters are giving Democrat door knockers the middle finger as soon as they step on the front porch. Black pastors say there's no enthusiasm in their community. Voters are chanting, "Let's go Brandon," when canvassers knock on their doors. And even so-called never Trump Republican women, suburban moms, cannot wait to vote for Carrie Lake and Tudor Dixon in Michigan and Lee Zeldin in New York. Democrats trying to plug holes in blue states like Oregon, Colorado, New York, and California. That's not exactly going on offense. The Washington Post says Democrats have cowered into a defensive crouch. So, how did this happen? Inflation, crime, and Joe Biden. We're on our hands and knees begging for leadership, begging for answers. And Joe Biden acts like he can't hear us. He doesn't care prices are high. Besides, MSNBC says fighting inflation's for Nazis. While Biden sits in silence, the squad, though, fills the void. And the country hears this.
I was on a flight on the way out here, and the flight attendant just kind of came up to me, and she just started getting tears in her eyes. And she just said, "I'm just so scared. I'm just so scared. Are we going to be okay?" And what I had to really tell her was, listen, I'm not going to tell you not to worry. I think we need to work really, really hard because we are still very much at this very critical precipice of fascism in this country.
It must be hard being AOC. And if you're not getting hit on, you're getting cried on. And this is so typical of liberals. People are being shot dead in the street and they're worried about an ism from 80 years ago. Philly looks like Afghanistan. Last week, 4 shooters lit up a block. 54 rounds fired. 54. One guy got shot 8 times. Or in Ohio, police were forced to gun down an armed man who was running toward a high school. Watch.
I'm gonna sell the dog. Let's go, let's go. Hey, Stella. Hey, Stella. 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 Stella, pocket. Stella. Stella, get on the ground. Get on the ground. Drop it. Drop the gun. Drop it. I will shoot you. I will shoot. Someone. Stella. Stella.
Democrats are lucky they're only getting the middle finger when they knock on voters' doors. But like usual, Democrats only care about crime if it happens to them personally. Democrat Katie Hobbs from Arizona says this guy broke into her campaign headquarters. And she's suggesting that her opponent, Carrie Lake's behind it. Well, she has no proof of that, but it definitely makes a good headline before the election, right? Especially when you're afraid to debate and you're dropping like a rock in the polls. And isn't it interesting that Hobbs is the one who released the photos of the suspect, not the police? She doesn't even know if the guy took anything, she says. Not exactly Watergate, but the media is eating it up. How much have you heard about the Republican canvasser who had his jaw broken for supporting Marco Rubio? You heard about him? Probably not, unless you watch Fox. The guys who beat him up just got arrested, by the way. Democrat strategists are urging candidates to talk more about crime, but the only thing they can muster up is January 6th. Democrats can't shake the stench of defund the police. Mandela Barnes, the Democrat running against Ron Johnson in Wisconsin, is a big-time defund the police guy. He's also the same guy who says loving God, country, and guns is as dangerous as ISIS. Oh, yeah, and in his free time, Barnes likes to call Wisconsin voters racist.
The racism there, though, I will say is different than here in Wisconsin, because in Louisiana and Mississippi, Alabama, it's more open. It's like you get it. You know the people that don't like you. And here in Wisconsin, it's a little more scary because it can be institutionalized and much more concealed. You know, it's concealed carry racism.
Concealed carry racism. Yeah, Mandela Barnes says Wisconsin's racist, but Jeremiah Wright, that guy's all right.
No, no, no. Not God bless America. God damn America. That's in the Bible. Now we are indignant because the stuff we have done overseas is now brought right back into our own front yards. America's chickens are coming home to roost.
Raphael Warnock from Georgia is even more radical than that.
America, nobody can serve God and the military. No matter what happens next month, more than a third of the nation that would go along with this is reason to be afraid. America needs to repent for its worship of whiteness. So in Ferguson, police power showing up in a kind of gangster and thug mentality. You can wear all kinds of colors and be a thug. You can sometimes wear the colors of the state and behave like a thug.
So Democrats are worried that the race-baiting, cop-hating reverend might lose. I wonder why that thing doesn't really play down in Georgia. I'm sure Philly voters are going to love the white guy who chases innocent unarmed blacks with shotguns. Well, Fetterman still will not apologize for that one.
Why haven't you apologized to that unarmed, innocent black man who you put a shotgun to his chest?
All right.
I made the opportunity to defend our community as the chief law enforcement officer there. Everybody in Braddock, an overwhelmingly majority community of black community, all understood what happened. You know, they understood what happened. And everybody agreed that, and nobody believes that it was anything about me making a split-second decision to defend our community as well.
So his wife, Giselle, the shadow candidate whose family's tied to foreign intelligence, says that that's not racist. If you want to see real racism, you just go to the pool.
While we did not want the mansion, that mansion came with the pool, and the pool I wanted. And the dream was to open this pool and make it a public pool, turn it into the people's pool, and ensure that young people across Pennsylvania could learn how to swim and learn water safety and kind of work to right some of the wrongs. Historically, swimming in America is very racist.
Biden was a lifeguard. He beat up Corn Pop at the pool. Is that racist? The people of Braddock, Pennsylvania, the town where Fetterman was mayor, aren't really that happy with him. He didn't make the town any better, but is campaigning like he did.
I've been here in 2 years. I'm on my way out.
I know, you and everybody else. When Fetterman said, when he says, I helped create jobs in Braddock, and we're like, where? There's 1,700 of us, and there's like 5 businesses in Braddock. Braddock needs a grocery store. We need businesses. These people need jobs.
He couldn't cut it as mayor, and he's definitely not fit to serve as senator. Here's what he said yesterday.
Well, stop and protect it.
And here's what he said today.
You talk about the liberty of statue has never had an inscription inside that said, send your tired huttered masses.
Again, we're not here to mock Fetterman. We feel sorry for him. He should be resting and recovering, not running for the U.S. Senate. Everybody who saw the Oz-Fetterman debate Tuesday knows Fetterman's unfit for office. They know that. But Schumer thought the debate went great and got caught on a hot mic today telling Biden what he wants to hear.
That seat, we're in danger of that seat. you know, it looks like the debate didn't hurt us too much in Pennsylvania as of today, so that's good.
But if Biden started listening to voters instead of politicians, this country would be in a lot better shape. Here are the people of Pennsylvania in their own words.
From day one, once he had his stroke, I felt he should have dropped out. I don't think he's healthy enough to hold the office.
It almost made him seem as if he was not even qualified to do the functions of the office.
We need somebody that's going to be in sound health and mind, and like unfortunately, it seems that he's not that right now.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.